afternoon, everybody, and in today's video we're going to be talking about setting up rules on your ZenduCAM tracks database. That way we can tell the camera to record videos when a certain event happens. So first we're going to head over to our admin tab up here and then down to rules. And we have a list of all the current rules that you already have set up. And to set up a new one, we're just going to go over here and click on add new rule. We're going to go ahead and give it a name. Naming conventions, just don't name all your speeding rules speeding. It's just going to cause confusion when you're running reports on your rules and what have you. And groups. So then you can go ahead and select which groups this rule will govern. So for example, if I only want this rule to be, only vehicles in warehouse to be able to trigger this rule, I'd select the appropriate group. Okay. And conditions. So this is where we tell the rule how to trigger. So first you're going to select your rule source. As you can see, we have general, Geotab, and camera. So we'll take a look at our general rule source first, and then we're going to select our rule type. And as you can see, general is just that, your general basic rules. So we can have when they're idling, when they're stopped inside a zone, when they're speeding, etc. Okay, and our camera rule type. There we go, sorry about that. And our camera rule type is rules that pertain to the camera themselves. So you're going to select whether you want camera Smart Witness or camera ZenduCAM SS, depending on which camera model you have. And as you can see here, we have when the panic button is engaged, severe shock, so that's when the camera itself detects harsh movement. And we have your harsh turning, your harsh braking, ignition on and off, all that good stuff. And lastly, we have our Geotab rule source. So if you also have a Geotab database and there is a Geotab installed inside the same truck that the camera is in, we can link those two, and then we can use any rule that you have set up on your Geotab database. We can then import it into our ZenduCAM. So as you can see, I have my rule source set up here, and I'm going to click, and we have all these Geotab rules. So again, all these rules are set up on this customer's Geotab database, and we're just importing them so that way I can use them for my camera rules. So, for example, I'll go ahead and select seatbelt, because the camera can't determine the seatbelt, but the Geotab can. Okay, and once I have my conditions set up, we're going to move over to our Actions tab. And this is what do I want to happen when the rule is triggered. So generally you're probably going to want to have this selected, Save Video to Cloud. So by default, the camera does not record the event when it's triggered. You have to tell it to do so. And you can do so by just clicking on the little button here. And you can also add snapshots. So if I'd rather have snapshots of the event as opposed to video, we can do that. However, you can't have both at once, so it's one or the other. And lastly, send event notification. So this is if I want to send a notification to someone when the event is triggered, because maybe it's an important rule, like a possible accident or what have you, somebody needs to know. So I'll select event notification. I'll go ahead and write my message in my body of my email, and then I'll add an escalation, and I'll say, 0 minutes after the event, so basically right away once it triggers, escalate to, or send the email to, whoever I have listed here. So whoever, whichever user in the system I want to send the event to. And that way, 0 minutes after the event, so right away, this person here, Craig, will receive the email with whatever message you have sent up here. And when you're all done, just go ahead and click Save, and your new rule will be set up and ready to use. And that's it for setting up rules. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.